of In Touch magazine, there was an article in here by Dr. Charles Stanley. And it talked about discerning the Bible. And it hit a number of points in there. One point, and he explained in detail, to recognize God's voice, to discern God's will, to make wise decisions, to distinguish good from best, to distinguish truth from error, to avoid being deceived by sin, to distinguish between legalism and liberty, to communicate with others. One of these really got my attention. It got me thinking. It was number 5, to distinguish truth from error. We desperately need a discerning spirit to recognize deceptions. Much of what we see in here is based on a perspective influenced by the world and Satan, the father of lies. Even our school systems are plagued with error. Beginning in elementary school, children are taught that we're a product of evolution. Universities continue the indoctrination with godless ideas and intolerance of a biblical worldview. Now, I know I'm going to get some questions from you on this one, and I'm going to get a lot of emails, but I'm going to say it anyway. The first thing that popped into my mind when I read this was an ad that I often see on television for an organization called Ancestry.com. And if you go to it, you trace your family tree. And you see it regular on a lot of networks. My question for you is, if you go to Ancestry.com and you're tracing your family tree and you go back far enough, will you somehow come to see an ape on there? And then somewhere along the way, will that ape transition into a monkey? And then maybe that monkey will transition into a chipmunk, and a chipmunk into a mosquito, and maybe eventually a glob of goo sitting in a swamp. How many of you actually, truly believe what I just said? How many of you actually, truly took the time to think about it? That's something to think about this week. That's the seed I want to plant with you. And from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.